Today we are going to create a bills, but this time we are going to create a bill in two ways. First one is we are going to create a purchase order, and then we are going to convert the purchase order into a bill. And the second scenario is we are going to create it in a direct way, the bill. Let us understand in which scenario we can use the purchase order to bill or a direct bill. First, we must understand that. In my first scenario, I am running a supermarket and I need products to buy from the vendor. So I am creating a purchase order where the quantities has been mentioned and the rate that has been discussed with the vendors, and the rate is finalized and that is mentioned in the purchase order. And then I will be sending the purchase order to the vendor. The vendor will go through the purchase order and he will create the invoices to us, send the invoices to us. Later days he will be sending the products to us. Once the products gets delivered, we will be check through the products, and if any exchanges should be taken, we will be go through that. After that, we will be creating a bill and mentioning some due date. I will be paying this date, like we will be mentioning some due date, and then we will be sending the bill to the vendor. In this way, the first scenario happens. In the second scenario, we will be paying the vendor in a quick way, where there will be no purchase order workflows will not be followed by the vendors. And also in some cases, the service based expenses like internet services they are providing, we will be paying through the bill. We will be mentioning directly, we will be creating the bill without any purchase orders. And the rent expenses, like that, service based expenses will be mentioned in this bill. You can ask why we want to create a bill. In that scenario, we can create an expense. The expense is created in the scenario where we paid already, like the food expense that we make, which we are paid already and we are mentioning it as expenses. But in the bill cases, there will be some due date, we will be paying them in later days. So that only we are using the bill scenario in that cases. We will be discussing these two scenarios today. Let's first create a bill directly. For creating a bill directly, you must enter into the purchase tab. After, you must enter into the bill section. Once you enter, you want to create a new bill, you must press the plus new icon over here. Here's the vendor name denotes that where you are going to buy the products from which vendor. I have already created many vendors over here. For creating a new vendor, you must enter into the plus new option over here. In our previous video, we have created a purchase order and a new vendor contact list. If you want to see that, you must check out our YouTube channel and watch that video. Later, you can watch this video. Today, I am going to use a already existing vendor's name. Here the location address has been chosen as head office. Here the bill number. The bill number is nothing but the invoice number which the vendor sends. You can use that as a bill number. I'm going to use today as any random number over here. The bill date. The bill date is today's date. I'm going to mention it as today's date. Due date. If the due date is any, you want to pay it later, you can mention the due date over here. I'm going to pay it about 2 days after, so that I'm mentioning it at 27. Let's choose the item which I have brought from the vendor. I have brought a ball from my vendor and also a shirt from my vendor. I have purchased two items and the rate has been mentioned over here and the total is mentioned below. If you want to mention any of the discounts or TDS, TCS, if any adjustments is there, we can mention it over here. After that, I'm going to save it as draft. Once the bill has been created, I'm going to, here you can see the bill Mr. Bravo, where the vendor's name is. I have purchased from, the items has been mentioned here. The bill date, the due date, all the dates has been mentioned clearly. I'm going to convert it to open. Once the bills get open, we can see the bill gets open. Here you can see if the payment has been done by us, you can mention the option as record payments. Once the payments get recorded, it will be changed into the paid. Let us make the payment. Record payment option. It is 300 rupees. I have paid via cash. If any changes in it, you can mention it. I'm going to mention it as bank transfer. Okay, payment made up. If it is necessary, you can mention it. If it is not, you can leave it there. Paid through. Which bank we have paid through? I have mentioned the bank here. I want to mention as CS paid. The payment has been made, so that the status has been changed into paid. We have created a bill directly. Now we are going to create a bill from the purchase order which we have created already. Let's see how we can do that. For that, first we enter into the purchase order section. Here you can see I have already created a purchase order which is in draft status. Let us open it. Here the purchase order is in draft state. I'm going to issue it. I'm going to mark as issue. Once it is issued, we can convert it into bill. I'm going to convert it into a bill. You must enter the bill number, random bill number over here, or the invoice number which we received from the vendor. We can mention it there. Here the bill date is already mentioned here. I'm going to mention the due date as 20th, 2 days from now onwards. Here the items has been already auto populated from the purchase order which I have already created. I'm going to just save as draft. The bill has been created. I'm going to convert it to open. Once the bill is ready, if you want to record the payment, you can mention here the record payment option. Already we have done in the directly creating a bill. This is how we can do the bill through purchase order to bill or a direct bill. If any doubts related this, you can mention it below in our comment section. We will be clearing that. For more videos like this, you must subscribe to CloudMumma.
For reference, check our consultancy of CloudMumma. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more business tips.